朋友您好，欢迎收看全球趋势新闻，帮你挖掘好新闻。我是 Bonnie。英国的披头四主唱约翰蓝儂在1980年在纽约的自家公寓前面遭到枪杀，留给世人无限的遗憾。经过了40年之后，英国电视台推出了探讨约翰蓝儂之死的纪录片，其中更是独家访问到了当时的凶手 Mark Chapman， 解释自己当年行凶的原因。是流行音乐史上最成功的乐团之一。1970年乐团解散后 ，John Lennon 和第二任妻子日裔艺术家小野洋子搬到美国生活。
On the morning of December 8th, 1980, John Lennon did a photo shoot for Rolling Stone magazine with his wife Yoko Ono. Later that afternoon, they departed their building where they were greeted by a fan who wanted their autograph. Lennon signed the copy of his most recent album, Double Fantasy. Then, John Lennon and his wife came here to the record plant to record Yoko Ono's single, Walking on Thin Ice.
Walking on thin ice, I'm paying the price.
They spent most of the day and evening here. Just after 10 p.m., they got into a car and returned home. It would be the final time John Lennon would ever step foot inside a record studio.
John Lennon 遇害的公寓正是他们在纽约的住所。凶手 Mark Chapman 是披头四的歌迷，曾经多次在他的公寓外面蹲点。Mark Chapman 行凶当天，他从上午就在公寓外等待，还拿了专辑给 John Lennon 签名。现年65岁的 Mark Chapman 说，枪杀只是为了荣耀，因为 John Lennon 非常有名，他认为自己应该要因为这样的行径被判处死刑，可是他只被判处了无期徒刑。
This is something that crosses generations, crosses cultures. And so I'm glad to stand here with fellow fans who believe the same, that Mark Chapman should stay behind bars.
他们之所以这么说，是因为 Mark Chapman 从1981年入狱，2000年起符合假释条件之后，他每2年就会申请一次假释，但是申请了11次都被拒绝。目前 Mark Chapman 在纽约监狱服刑，并在监狱担任搬运工。因为身份特殊，他和其他的囚犯分开监禁。您听过澳洲的乌鲁鲁岩吗？这座巨岩坐落在澳洲的一座国家公园，是世界有名的爬山景点，也是当地原住民的圣地。不过呢，今年的9月25号开始，澳洲当局宣布，为了要尊重当地原住民的希望，不只要禁止观光客亲自拜访乌鲁鲁岩，连用 Google Maps 街景服务的功能，借此虚拟的爬这座巨岩都不可以。
Why is it offensive to have even a virtual walk on the rock?
跟着滑鼠移动、攀爬上山 ，Google 街景功能利用虚拟实境，提供人们亲临现场的乐趣。但在澳洲知名的乌鲁鲁岩，未来这样的虚拟拜访都会被禁止。
Now, actually walking on that peak was banned last year, although you can still do it virtually. Australia are asking Google to close that loophole so you don't see people traipsing over the summit. So, is this a mark of respect or a ban too far? Well, it's got users in Australia on social media really debating this.
乌鲁鲁岩位在澳洲中部，有世界肚臍之称，是全球第2大的岩石山。它是当地原住民阿南古族的圣地，也是观光客最爱到访的景点之一。只是来到这里的观光客常常不尊重当地文化，擅自爬上巨岩，不仅破坏生态，也常酿成登山的意外伤亡。2019年，澳洲国家公园管理处下达了封山令，今年9月更加码要求 Google 删除乌鲁鲁岩的街景图，连虚拟的爬山都禁止。
It is bizarre. And I guess what's the next step? Because there are thousands, or probably millions of photographs of the top of the rock out there in people's photographic collections. You can go on Flickr or one of the other online photographic sites, and you can see hundreds and hundreds of photos of the top of the rock and any other features which I gather are probably more sacred than the top of the climb. So where's it going to stop? That's my question.
But it was, I think it's fair to say, put back into the hands of indigenous peoples who now oversee this park, this sacred site where it's at. And it's part of a respect for the values of the people who held this rock dear before Europeans set foot in the country.
有人觉得这个禁令尊重原住民，也有人觉得矫枉过正，联署抗议。 也许无论虚拟实境或是实际到当地，远远的观看这座圣山，才是对阿南古人的一种尊重，让当地真正重返宁静。
喜爱看足球的朋友，相信一定都没有错过这项消息。效力于英超热刺的韩国足球一哥孙兴慜，21号在第2轮面对南安普顿时，上演了大四喜的惊奇秀，成为亚洲第一位在英超单场踢进4球的球员。这样的惊奇表现也在网络上炸锅，引发网友热烈讨论。其实热刺在新赛季的表现并不算出色。在对上南安普顿时也是率先丢球，不过半场补时，孙兴慜接到凯恩的偏传，略作停球后，狂奔直攻球门扳平比数。到了下半场47分钟，孙兴慜反越位成功，单刀再破门，梅开2度。第64分钟和73分钟，凯恩连续送出助攻，让孙兴慜完成大四喜。
It's incredible to score 4 goals in the Premier League. Is a big honor. Obviously, I scored 4 goals, but without the team and with this guy 4 amazing assists and score 1 goal, I think he deserved man of the match for me today.
我们可以看到，孙兴慜在赛后也特别感谢明星队友哈里凯恩单场4次助攻。28岁的孙兴慜是在2015年加盟热刺，过去就屡屡打破亚洲球员的纪录。这次单场攻进4球，缔造亚洲第一人的纪录，也是他首度在英超上演帽子戏法。过去只有日本球星香川真司在2013年单场3进球，这也让我们见识到亚洲一哥孙兴慜的极限。最近有一只名叫 Magawa 的老鼠得到了英国动物慈善组织颁发的动物勇气奖金牌，它是历年来所有的得奖动物当中第一只得奖的老鼠。为什么要颁奖给 Magawa 呢？原来它是一只训练有素的排雷鼠，也就是帮人类清除在战争当中留下的数百万枚地雷。它可以在不到半小时之内就搜寻完人类要花上4天时间搜寻的范围，而且因为它体型小，碰触到地雷也不会引爆。只要发现地雷呢，它就会在上面刮一刮，提醒附近的人员。目前Magawa现在还在柬埔寨工作当中，它到底是怎么完成工作的呢？带您来看。
身上系着绳子，身长70公分的大老鼠在土地上来来回回。它不是在寻找食物，而是在找致命的地雷。
So Magawa started his journey in Tanzania. He was born here as part of a breeding colony. Our rats are normally weaned at the age of 10 weeks. After that, Magawa was socialized, and thereafter, he started clicker training. Clicker training is a positive reinforcement training method, whereby the rat receives food reward for a click. After that, the rat has to do something to receive this food reward, like for example, finding a target, walking on a soil surface. After that, we start a scent discrimination, whereby the rat has to choose the explosive target over another target in order to get the food reward.
这只7岁的大老鼠名叫Magawa，最近荣获英国动物慈善组织 PDSA 的动物勇气奖。感谢他的生命与奉献精神，因为他在柬埔寨找出了39颗地雷、28枚未爆弹，清除了超过14万平方公尺的土地，是非政府组织 Apopo 训练最成功的一只排雷鼠。这些排雷鼠能分辨爆裂物中的化学物质，尽管体型比其他种类的老鼠大上许多，但还是够小，不会触发地雷。
In fact, the detection of the landmines was the most expensive and tedious part of the problem. That's why we came up with the idea of using rats, because rats are fast. They can screen an area of 200 square meters in half an hour, something which would take a manual deminer 4 days.
Apopo 从1990年代以来就致力将非洲巨鼠训练为排雷英雄。尽管Magawa已经快退休，每天只工作半小时，还是辛勤上工。以柬埔寨来说，1970到1980年代内战所留下的地雷，已经造成多达64000人丧命，25000人截肢。如今还有多达600万枚的地雷埋藏于地底。对于世界上还遭受地雷所苦的人们，排雷鼠不可或缺，做出了巨大贡献。
一位来自英国的18岁少女克莱格站在北极地区斯瓦尔巴群岛的浮冰上面，举着写着"青年为气候而罢课"的抗议标语。她也成了瑞典环保少女桑伯格发起的青少年环保罢课抗议运动当中，在地球最北端的一项抗议。也因为克莱格站在逐渐被融化的浮冰当中，这样的举动也成功引起了民众对气候变化的关注。
So this is the most northerly climate strike ever. It's at 82 degrees north, which means it's very north. And for me, I was really excited to make this happen just because, again, I think it really helps push forward the issue. It gives us something visual to understand that this is urgent and it's something we have to deal with now or 10 years ago. Being on a tiny ice floe like this and just floating in the middle of a sea of slush has really just reminded me how delicate the Arctic is and all of the sea ice here, because I think when looking at it all from up on the ship, it feels massive and it feels like it's really sturdy, and then coming down onto the level of the water with all of the birds around us has just reminded me how easily we could lose everything here.
根据美国科学家的报道，在全球暖化和大自然力量的共同作用下，今年夏天北冰洋的冰川已经融化到了有记录以来的第2低水平。18岁的克莱格希望他的行动可以引起公众对北极地区气温加剧的注意。他同时也是非营利组织 Black to Nature 的创始人，鼓励来自弱势和少数民族背景的儿童探索自然世界。历史上的今天要带您回到74年前的德国，1946年的10月1号，这一天是知名的纽伦堡大审判结束的日子。它是有史以来的第一场国际军事法庭，目的是要审判德国的纳粹高官。2次世界大战结束之后，美国、英国和苏联为首的同盟国以国际军事法庭宪章作为依据，选在德国纳粹的起源地纽伦堡审判纳粹的22名主要政治和军事领导人。不过名单中并没有纳粹领导人希特勒，因为他在2战结束前就已经畏罪轻生。审判期间，检察官以战争罪、种族屠杀罪等等起诉这些纳粹高官，并让受纳粹迫害的俘虏在庭上自述遭遇的经历。经过10个月的审理，法官在10月1号审判，一共判处了12名纳粹死刑。感谢您今天的加入，以上是我们为您整理出来的国际新闻。喜欢我们的朋友，记得要订阅我们，同时要开启订阅小铃铛，让我们继续帮你挖掘好新闻。我们下次见，拜拜。